Easy people, welcome back to my channel at Big Steve MCFC. It's Tuesday morning. Just got myself a cup of tea. Got back from Bournemouth late last night. And yeah, we did it, people. Manchester City Football Club, we're at Wembley again. 7 times in the last 7 years. We've got through to the semi-finals, which is an unbelievable record. It's a very expensive record for everyone, taking everyone out of Wembley, but we're going to take it. And we deserved it, people. We absolutely deserved it. Before I go on to the Bournemouth game and what we got up to this weekend, I'd just like to thank everybody for the support and the reaction to the video, the last one about the tickets. I didn't expect it to go where it went, and I didn't expect it to get the reaction it did. Sometimes you're a little bit skeptical about these kind of videos because, you know, you're always going to get people that don't agree with you. You're always going to get people that want to hate and stuff. But the majority of people understood where I was coming from and what I was trying to say. And shook my hand and said, look, we're right behind it, Steve. You know, we really agree with what you're trying to do. And hopefully we can get the club to listen to the fans, etc., etc. I heard many stories of various things that have been going on within the club, which is quite alarming. And if anyone is skeptical and thinks that what I'm saying isn't right, go on the video and look at the comments. The comments section, there's a lot of people's opinions and stories there underneath it. So it's right in what we're doing. And just to touch on what we are doing, the 1894, the union and the food bank group have put a list of things to do against Leicester. They're going to stay on the concourse for the first 9 minutes as a protest to the 9 ticket reseller partners. So they're urging everyone to just stay underneath for 9 minutes and then come back into the stadium and back the team. I get some people are not going to do that. That's fine. No one's, you know, forcing you to do anything. If you feel strongly about this ticket situation and what's going on within the club and feel like we're losing our identity, please do that. It's 9 minutes. Knowing Manchester City, we'll probably miss 3 goals, all scored in the first 9 minutes, and then we'll come out and we'll win 3-0 and won't see a goal. So, yeah, I'm expecting that to happen, people. Second of all, at 7 p.m., there's going to be a protest round at the main reception where the Colin Bell statue is. It's nothing aggressive or chanting or anything. It's just going to be a presence, people to get behind the big banner there and let the club know that, you know, we're here and we're ready to go if things don't start to improve. And like you say, this is not some sort of rebellion or some sort of, I don't know, animosity towards people at the club. This is to get the club to listen to the supporters. And this is for future generations that we're doing this. This is for the future of your kids and your grandkids, to make sure that we always get a fair crack of the whip and we've always got a voice in the football club, so that in the future, the generations and the soul of the club, which you guys have been keeping alive for many years, the heartbeat of the club that go week in, week out, who have been pushing Manchester City, the gospel to everybody and sundry for years and years and years, that can't die. So this is why we're doing it. So you might agree with it, you might not agree with it. Go on the last video, read the comments, read the room. 90% of them comments more are frustrated, angry Manchester City supporters that feel like they're getting pushed out. I've also spoke to people who, they don't have this issue. They've got enough loyalty points. I'm the same. They've got enough money. They can afford to go to the games. I can do that as well. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to stick up for my fellow fans. That doesn't mean I'm all right so everyone else can fuck off. You know, this is the point. It's not, people are not as fortunate as each other. People have got a lot of kids to take to the games and family, etc., etc. So you know where I'm coming from with it. And hopefully, the club will come to the table and we'll get answers on various things, and hopefully we can put it all to bed and get on with supporting the football club like we've always been doing. Anyway, Wembley again, semi-final. Big Steve smiling. Come on. We done it. Bournemouth away. People didn't really give us a chance. They thought, you know, Bournemouth are playing so well. They're going to do Man City at home. Got down to Bournemouth Saturday night. Had a touch of luck. I checked in the hotel and the team bus arrived. There's a lot of autograph hunters in reception. Anyway, they're getting a few autographs. A few players stopped, a few didn't stop. And I just walked to the lift. I gets in the lift. I goes up a floor. The lift stops. Doors open. Kusanov, Haaland, Mcfc, Doku, Gvardiol get in the lift. So I'm like, this is funny. Anyway, we had a bit of a gab. Got me picture with Kusanov. Just like to say, don't ever put a picture of Kusanov online because your account will be swamped by Uzbekistan natives who are now all over my Instagram, sending me Uzbekistan flags every day. I mean, this kid's got tremendous support. It's wild. Big Earl was in good form. Had a good chat with him. He's in good form as usual. And yeah, the next morning I got in the lift and Doku was in the lift, but he looked a bit moody. So whether he'd just been announced the team and he wasn't in it, I don't know. So I sort of swerved him. But other than that, that was good. We had a good night in Bournemouth the night before. Plenty of blues about in the old Witherspoons and that. Got up on the day of the game, had a walk down the beach, seen Michael Brown running. A few of the City kit men were having a run. And then, yeah, we got to the Mellow. The bar was hammered, full of City fans, loads of blues in there. Great atmosphere. The sun was shining, so everyone was happy. You know what I mean? It's amazing what a bit of sunshine makes at football. And then we walked to the ground. It's about 10-15 minute walk to the ground. Decent little ground, to be fair. You know, if you've never been to Bournemouth before, it's a decent little ground. I just feel like they're maxed out at the minute. They need a little bit more room. Just let me have a sip of the brew. You know what I mean? Today's tea of choice is Cartwright and Butler English tea. If it was good enough for the Queen, it's good enough for me. But anyway, the lineup was announced, and I can't lie, the general reaction of people around the ground was the team looking old, Steve. We've got no legs. Bournemouth are going to get us on the counter attack. So the panic started to set in a little bit. You know what I mean? You know what it's like with City fans. You know, I was the same. I did look at the midfield and think, is there enough legs in there? Do you know what I mean? Is it going to be one of them games? You know what I mean? Because thinking about the league game at Bournemouth, the Vitality, that they should have been 4-5-1 up at one point. You know what I mean? Anyway, the game started. The City end was in fine voice. You know what I mean? The sun was shining. Everyone was happy. I want to have a shout out to the lady next to me who gave me a bucket hat because she could see that I was turning into Tommy Tomato because the sun was right on my head. She said, "Do you want a bucket hat, Steve?" It was like Dumb and Dumber, you know, when he's got the gloves on, and then she says, "Do you want these spare gloves? My hands are sweaty." She had a bucket hat on, and she said, "Do you want this spare bucket hat, Steve?" I've got one, so bang the bucket hat on, and it saved me all game because my head was cool. I got a bit burnt on the old cheeks, but I was fine. Anyway, the game started off okay. I felt like Bournemouth were putting a little bit of pressure on us. I thought Kusanov had a lot of the ball at the back. I think Bournemouth were happy for him to have the ball at the back because I feel like they were thinking, you know, he's no threat there. Nunes playing at right back is a bit like marmalade. You know what I mean? Some people like it, some people don't. He had a bit of a rocky opening 10 minutes, I would say. You know, he didn't look comfortable out there. He was making stupid mistakes, stupid fouls. And then Haaland, you know what I mean? We've been crying out for weeks and weeks and weeks for people to feed Haaland. He had some great chances, people. You know, there was a cross comes into the box, header, point blank header. He puts it wide. Then a few seconds later, the ball goes through to him. He's one-on-one. He chips the keeper over the bar. There's two chances he should have scored. And then we get the pen. You know what I mean? It's a handball. Whether you want to sugarcoat it or not, it's a handball. His hands are in the air. There's no need for him to be there. So I'm thinking, hold on a minute. If we can score this, we've got a chance here. You know what I mean? We've got a chance. Anyway, the big fella steps up and it's saved. Frustrating for him because, you know, out of them three chances, you're thinking he's burying one. You know what I mean? You're thinking he's burying one. Then it's the typical Manchester City way. Nunes plays a ball across his own box, which is mental. And then we concede a goal. 1-0 down. Atmosphere went a little bit flat. We get to half time. More people were talking about the Bozo moment from Nunes. You know, he is like that sometimes. You know, he does a lot of good things, and then he can get into a great position and do something a little bit crazy that you think, why is he doing that? I fully expected Nunes to be hooked at half time. We see Nico O'Reilly warming up. I thought maybe, you know, Cousinov will go out to right back, and Nunes will come in. Guardiola will go centre back, Nico at left back, etc., etc. Didn't work that way. We made the substitution. Cousinov came off. Nico O'Reilly came on at left back. Vardy went into centre back. Nunes stayed on the pitch. Just a special mention as well. I thought that Mateo Kovacic and Gundogan did okay in the midfield. I feel like Kovacic got us forward a few times with his little burst of pace. He got into little pockets and managed to get us out playing a little bit. So I'd like to give Kovacic a bit of credit, because I feel like him and Gundogan this season have had a little bit of stick for being the older guys. But I thought Kovacic, you know, did some very, very good work. And then Nico O'Reilly, you know, he comes on at left back. What a player. I've been calling for Nico O'Reilly on this channel for a long, long time. You know, when I worked the pre-season with the club, they asked the players to watch. I said Nico O'Reilly. We all know Nico's a midfield player. Pep's played him at left back this season, and he's done so well. He started the second half like a man possessed. I mean, for a young boy, Manchester City fan through and through, playing for that badge, it was exactly what we needed. It was like it's like somebody lit a fire up his ass. You know what I mean? Semenyo, who's a good player. He was on his first touch. Every time Semenyo brought the ball down, O'Reilly was on him like a rash. And then we get the goal. O'Reilly makes a burst down the left. You know, great ball by De Bruyne. He bursts into the edge of the box. Instead of having a wild shot or, you know, going for goal, which I probably would have done, he's got his head up early. He's spotted the big man at the back post. He's rolled it across, and Haaland taps it in. 1-1. Then all of a sudden, you know, you're looking around the team and we're starting to play a little bit. We're looking like, you know, we've got something going on. Haaland gets injured in front of us. He goes down just off the pitch. He sort of looked like he rolled his ankle. He tried to run it off. It didn't happen. We've just found out today that he is going to be injured for a good few weeks. So whether he makes it to the end of the season, I don't know. FA Cup final, if we get there, hopefully. But it's not good news that the big fella's injured. You know what I mean? There's people talking about him missing chances, etc. But that was his 30th goal of the season, people. 30 goals this season. He's a massive asset to us, and we need him. Anyway, he brings on Omar Mamouche. He comes on, and it happens again. Nico O'Reilly, tenacity, going forward, gets the ball, wins it back, lays it off to Mamouche. Mamouche scores 2-1 City. And you're thinking, fucking hell, it's a total contrast from the first half. You know what I mean? Bournemouth second half didn't look anything like the first half. And I think that's the way we changed the game. I feel like Guardiola going into centre-back steadied us up a little bit. I feel like O'Reilly give us the balance on the left. And like you say, Mamouche coming on, he gave us something a little bit different. And then another special mention to Jack Grealish, Super Jack. You know, we forgot about him for a few weeks. We don't know what's gone on. You know, we're obviously outside looking in thinking Jack's had a problem with the manager. We're hearing all sorts of rumours. But there's been games the last few weeks where Jack Grealish, in my opinion, should have played. But he didn't. So we respect it. You know, the manager's obviously got his reasons. But he came on against Bournemouth and he was just everything you want for Jack Grealish. Keeping hold of the ball. Yeah. Winning us fouls. Keeping us possession. Getting the ball, bringing it down, putting the fullback on the back foot, getting us into the box, laying it off, keeping us moving. He was exactly how you want Jack Grealish. It was Jack Grealish of the treble season. You know, he's had a good break. He's not playing for England. We've got to use him, people. And don't forget, we've got Forest in the semi-final of this cup. We've played them twice this season. The time we beat him, Jack Grealish was the main man, centre midfield, creative. And then we never did it again. So big shout out to Jack. He's obviously had his issues and his problems, but this is the Jack Grealish we need. This is the man we need. And if we're going to go and win this FA Cup and get in this Champions League, we need Jack Grealish. especially after Erling Haaland's injury now. I feel like Pep's got to come up with a system to get us over the line. This could be a blessing in disguise. He could come up with some new system with a false 9. It could be Mamouche, could be a Doku, Mamouche, Savinho front three. You know, it's got chaos written all over it. But if it gets us over where we need to be, it gets us where we need to be. But I just wanted to give him a bit of credit. He does get a lot of stick, you know, and I know it's only one game. I'm not gassing it up, and I'm sure Jack Grealish will come on here if he had the chance and tell everyone he's not been good enough this season. But we can only focus on the running. We can only focus on what we've got in front of us. We've got an FA Cup semi-final, and we've got a run of games when we need to win. So we've got to get behind him. We've got to get behind the boys. We've got to get behind Mamouche. You know what I mean? We're going to have to change it a little bit. Phil Foden again. Phil, a little bit disappointing. There's been a lot of talk about him in the media. He's got to step up. He's got to maybe have a little break if Pep thinks he needs it. Jack's had a break, come back, look refreshed. Maybe Phil needs a little break. I don't know how he's going to work it out. But we need Phil Foden in this running, 100%. We need him. We need all the big players playing. Kevin De Bruyne, do you know what I mean? He played well for Belgium the other night. I thought he had a decent game. Again, for City, he worked his socks off. Bernardo Silva, we know he's not the player he was, but he worked hard. And listen, people, it's a good result. We've won away at Tottenham. We've won away at Bournemouth. So hopefully we're on an upward trajectory and we can keep it going. Last thing on the game, I got to mention the away support. Brilliant support. Absolutely fantastic support. And in a week where we've been talking about fans and away ends being infiltrated by imposters and the atmosphere being flat and people not wanting to go anymore, etc., it was refreshing to see that, you know what I mean? Whether the sunshine helped, I don't know, because obviously we're Mancunians and we live in caves and it's rainy and depressing, so a bit of sunshine. We all thought we were on our jollies, so everyone was in a good mood. But no, I was really impressed with it. And at the end, the whole team came to the away end. Everyone was up on the seats, giving it the Guardiola and all that. He pushed Nico O'Reilly to the front to get his plaudits. He got man of the match. So, you know, that was brilliant. But overall, people, it was a good day out at the office. You know what I mean? I think Bournemouth are going to be very disappointed because of the season they had. I feel like they must have thought a trip to Wembley for them would be brilliant. Manchester City will do them. They never really laid a glove on us, to be honest. They never laid a glove on us. So we got the job done. I'm a happy man. I hope everyone else is happy. Moving on this week, we got Leicester. Leicester at home. Like I said before, there's a number of events planned for the 1894. If you can get yourself round to the Colin Bell statue at 7 o'clock, you don't have to do anything. Just be there. We just want to get a good mob of people to be there with a banner to show that the club that, you know, these things can happen if we need it, and we're here and we ain't going away. And inside the ground, they're urging people to do the 9-minute thing. Like I say, if you want to get behind it, it's 9 minutes. We appreciate it. If you don't, that's up to you. That is absolutely fine too. So don't feel like, you know, there's any pressure to do it. You can do what you want. It's another must-win game for the top four. Leicester are fighting for their lives. We've got to get the job done. We've got to get the job done 100%. It'd be interesting to see the lineup with Haaland out injured. It's obviously going to be Mamouche, or whether Pep decides he's going to play a false 9 with somebody else there. I don't know. Will Jack Grealish start? Will Nico O'Reilly start? Could this be the start of something for Nico? I think he deserves a start, not just in the FA Cup. I feel like Leicester at home is a perfect opportunity to keep the kid going. I'd play Diaz, Gvardiol centre-back. I would play O'Reilly at left-back. And maybe try Cousinov at right back. See how we go with that. But other than that, people, I'm going to do a preview on the derby this week. There'll be you might see me knocking about with a few United fans doing various things. It's the Manchester derby. It's always busy for me. But Leicester's first and foremost. We'll deal with the Swamp Dwellers at the end of the week. All I'm saying is we need to get this win this week. We've had a good week, a positive week. We're in the FA Cup semi-final at Wembley. Let's get behind the lads on Wednesday night. You know, if you're doing a 9-minute protest, get behind it. And then after 9 minutes, get in that stadium. Let's get behind them. If you're coming round to the Colin Bell, 7 o'clock, the statue, get round there. I'll see everybody round there. Just come round there. Let's just stand there. Let's hold the banners. Let's back the 1894. Let's just get behind them. We just need bodies there. You know what I mean? You don't have to do anything, say anything. You just need to be there just to know that you're behind the cause and stuff like that. Please leave a like on the stream. Please leave a comment. I try to get back to every comment if I can. You know what I mean? Whether it's good or bad, you know, whether you're a bell end or not, I will tell you you're a bell end. It's my opinion. It's my channel. I'm going to do it. But the support at Bournemouth and the comments and a lot of the stories you guys were telling me just solidified the reason why I spoke up. And there's other content creators I am trying to badger to get involved and talk about it and just, you know, get behind the cause. And like I've said before, I don't ever want to bring any trouble to this football club, and I would never do that. But when things don't sit right with us, we've got to make sure we make a stand and we get dialogue. It's all about dialogue. We want the football club to acknowledge that there is a core of fans here and a soul of the club, and we want to be talking to people and smoothing it out and making sure we find that balance, the balance we've had for the last 15 years. And we don't want to get pushed out with a Disneyland model, where the video of Soriano come out this week talking about Disneyland and Manchester City and how they've got Mickey Mouse and we have Aguero and Haaland and that, and how they can do merchandise and all that. You know, we get it. Financial fair play. It puts pressure on teams to get turnovers up. I understand it. The northern and southern clubs are miles away. Match day revenue is down in the north. You can see that with the things. I get it. There's got to be other ways than to sacrifice your soul and to get what you need. That's all I'm saying. I'm not going to dwell on it too much. I feel like the last video covered all the topics and was from the heart and from the chest. So I'm just going to be happy that we've got through. We're in the semi-final at Wembley. We want to see everybody down at Wembley. You know what I mean? No excuses. This is not a season where we're going to be at Wembley multiple times. It's not a season where we've had Champions League trips later on in the season. Everyone saved a few quid. Let's get to Wembley, get the kids down there. Let's get your grandma down there, your granddad down there. Let's get on all them coaches. Let's make it blue and white, and let's go and get behind the boys and get to another cup final. There you go. That's my morning rant. I'm going to have a nice cup of tea. I might have a bit of toast. And yeah, Manchester City FC, another semi-final, another trip to Wembley. Please hit the like button, subscribe, leave a comment below. Thanks for all your support. Up the Blues. See you Wednesday night. Colin Bell statue, 7 o'clock.